Well, kudos to you for making it to Challenge 10 in our Lamaku Challenge series. We've done all of the planning, gathered our resources, started building and rebuilding in Lamaku, so now it's just time to do that final check before you're ready to release your course. This was mentioned way back in the beginning of the challenge, but remember that there is a Pulse mobile app from DTL Brightspace, so students are probably going to be picking up their phone and using their Pulse app at some point in time to see your course. So it's always a good idea to download the Pulse app for yourself and go through your course to view it as a student would. In addition to that, we want to make sure that you know of the other ways to view your course content from a student view, which includes student view versus another way to view as a student is enrolling a demo student. So we'll show you how to do that. As an instructor, you can click on your name in the top right corner, and in the drop-down window, you will see View as Student. So you can view as student to double check what the students will see in your course. And this is a great idea just to make sure that they are actually seeing what you want them to see. And sometimes they see what you don't want them to see. So this is a good way to check content before you prep it for release to students. If I want to exit student view, I simply click on my name again, and in the drop-down window, I will just click the X to close viewing as student. You can see the little pop-up box that stop viewing as student, and I will be back in my instructor mode. However, this does not work for certain course activities, such as quizzes. So if you wanted to go through a trial run of a quiz that you set up for students, there's a different option that you will use, and that is Demo Student. To enroll a demo student, you will go to the class list roster, which you can access using the More dropdown, or you can also access it through Course Admin and then down under Learner Management, Class List. So when I'm in Class List, I will go to Add Participants, Add Existing Users. I will select a role and I will select Demo Student. Then in the Add Existing Users search bar, I will type in Demo and use the search glass. As I scroll down the page, I see there are a lot of results showing. What does that mean? Demo students have been set up for all of these schools across the UH system, and there are multiple demo students per school. There are 3 for each school. So scroll down the class list and find your respective school, and then you could go ahead and enroll a student and double check that you've enrolled them as demo, and then you can enroll users, and then you could click done and enroll the student. Now this is, for example, a Leeward Community College student. Keep in mind that everyone at that particular school, so in this case at Leeward, would be using the same student. So if you are trying to check on things like class progress, where you want to see how your students have done, you're also going to be inheriting all of the activity that other people at your school have done using demo students. So that's why there are 3 demo students. And ITS has pointed out that it might be a good idea to unenroll a demo student if you are done using that role in your class. The way I would unenroll a demo student is I would scroll down class list and I would go ahead and check the student and then simply click unenroll. And I will get a confirmation, yes, I want to unenroll the student, and they are no longer there. So this is the way that you could check other activities like quizzes that don't respond to the normal student view. And one last reminder before we move on from this task, that all student enrollments are controlled through Banner, through our Student Information System, SIS. So unlike Lalima, you cannot manually enroll a student into your course. All student enrollments need to come through Banner. What this means is you might have a student show up in your face-to-face class or hybrid class, and they want you to add them into Lamaku so they can access the course. They're going to have to wait for several hours until the SIS feed refreshes, and then they'll appear in the course. This is UH policy now in the new LMS, so no more manual enrollments of students. They're going to have to wait until the SIS feed, the Banner integration with Lamaku, refreshes every couple hours. We spent some time several challenges ago making sure that we had some orientation materials in place. So let's just go back and double check that start here or welcome module, the orientation module, Welina, whatever you want to call it, is there, that your welcome announcement is ready and posted. And then let's double check your calendar to make sure that your dates are in place. Before we do our final check, we might want to make pretty our course, add some flair, add some color, add some images, not just have all text on the page. But we might also want to signpost our course. And as you've seen in previous challenges, it can be really helpful when you have a banner that kind of acts as a page divider for students. Using a graphic design banner is a great way to signpost your class, similar to literally a stop sign or other sign that you see when you're out and about. Maybe you're in the middle of a city and you're looking for signs to help you navigate around. These banners can help signpost your class. In this case, what we've done is we've placed these banners at the top of each of our modules. So what you see here in the visual table of contents widget in week 0, week 1, week 2 are actually the banners that we've placed in the module. So let's take a closer look. So if I go down to week 1, for example, and you can see the banner at the top of the module, it is this little rectangle on the side that we saw in the widget here. So it's kind of helpful to have this navigation, especially if you're a student and you're on the go and you're on your phone. Instead of seeing just all text on a page, you also have these graphics to help you navigate the course. So one of the benefits is if you're in the table of contents mode, look how, as I'm scanning very rapidly, how the banners help break up the text on the page. If the banners weren't there, that would just be a lot of text on the page. Another area where this is helpful is in discussions. So in this case, this instructor has placed banners at the top of each discussion, which again helps navigate as the student is scrolling down the page, and so on and so forth, adding these to assignments, adding these to quizzes. These even help your Pulse mobile app users with their navigation as well. So when I'm in the course in the Pulse mobile app, I'll go ahead and click on one of the weeks and you'll see, aha, there's the banner for week 1 in this case at the top of the screen. You'll also notice if I click into one of the sub-modules, I'll see the description at the top. It's just the text on the page. If I keep going and drilling down into the activities, there again is reading check 0. This instructor calls their discussions reading check. So you can see that has been signposted. There's another reading check, and then we'll move into quiz 1. So this also helps your mobile app users clearly see where they're navigating, and also just provides a little bit of artistic flair as well. One other benefit of the banners is when I click into the calendar, I'll actually see these banners. So if I go to calendar and I click on, let's say, a week, aha, there's the banner. I inherit the banner from the actual module. And if I'm on the desktop, I can even scroll down and see more of the description. Same thing with the reading check, same thing with the quizzes. So banners can be helpful for your visual learners as well. And it's important to provide information in a variety of modalities for your students. So in this example, we're using Canva. It's free, Canva, and we've created a banner. The default is 760 pixels by 100. So those are the dimensions. And if I went into resize and clicked on custom size, I'll see there it is, 760 width, 100 in the units of measurement. You can change this to inches, but you have to upgrade to the Pro account for that. So what you see here is the main banner for the top of your course, and then you see the various module banners. And there's some variations here, going back to several things we've spoken about before. Do you want to call your modules modules, or do you want to call them chapters, or do you want to call them weeks? That's up to you. But also, if you'll notice these orange boxes, they're here as a placeholder to show you some spacing considerations. So for example, in these little course cards, if I hover over the arrows in the top right corner, I see that they illuminate and they turn blue and they kind of take up some of the space. So they overwrite my word that says week 1. Also, there's a feature that enables you to turn on the information, which if I click the I for information will show me the beginning of that module's text, that introductory text. So these are why we have the orange squares here to remind you of the spacing considerations. So for example, this first module is going to be overwritten by that little arrow in the top right corner. So the next version of this, you can see module, the word module is centered better between those two boxes. So all we did is once we got the design that we wanted for this course, we just duplicated the image, which is very easy to do. You can just click the plus to duplicate the page, and so on and so forth. And then down at the bottom, same thing. Whatever activities you have in your class, quizzes, reading checks, article analysis, everything, you could go ahead and type in whatever you want. So banners are a great way to just organize your class and to break up the text on the page. Do you need to have banners in your class? No, but they are nice to have. And if you're looking to kind of enhance your course, make pretty your course, using these banners to signpost and break up the content is a fun way to do that. And the last thing we're going to do in our challenge is just double check if we have locked our modules, that our release dates are all in order and match our syllabus. And then just a separate reminder that if you use module release dates, be sure that those modules and even your activities, assignments, discussions, and quizzes are visible, or else they will not show once the release date comes around. Well, you have made it to the end of our Lamaku challenge. We hope the series, the daily task, have helped you get to better know Lamaku and help you get started with the new academic term. Mahalo and good luck with Lamaku.